Okay, we're on to the clapboard. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go and steam press your two fabrics that you're going to use for the clapboards and steam press them wrong sides together. So I have those all right here. And I also have my 4 last pieces that don't have anything on them, nothing's on the back. Those were separate, remember? The ones with the light colored and the binding are sitting off to the side. The roof also was ones that did not have anything steamed on or pressed on them. They were just plain pieces of interfacing. So there's a right and wrong side to these side pieces, and you can see this one is taller. That's going to be the top on both of these. Okay, so we're going to lay these down, and then of course we've got our 2 sides, and it doesn't matter. Again, if your interfacing is curling, go ahead and give it a little curl back. So we're going to lay these down like this. And again, we're going to take our piece and we're going to get that bottom edge right at the bottom. We're going to hang it over the edge a little bit here because we're going to cut that off. But we're going to line it up with the bottom edge just like this, and we're going to go ahead and sew that 1/4 inch line. I am losing daylight, so it's gonna, I've got all my lights on, but it's getting dark. So this will probably be the last video for today. So I'm going to go ahead, and what you're going to do is the same thing like we did with the roof. So you're going to start sewing, and then when you're getting close, you'll go ahead and butt up your next piece right there, making sure to line up the bottom. And then you're going to just keep adding the pieces and sew a strip. And that's in the directions of the pattern. So pretty much the same thing like we did with the roof. So I'm getting close. I'm going to just go ahead and just kind of get that close. Not completely butted up, but close. One strip all the way down. Okay, now we're going to add these pieces. Make sure we've got the short end. That's what we're going to butt up here first. It's going to be real close to the bottom of those windows is where the edge of your that sewing machine foot with the little, if you're using that one, it's going to be real close. I'm going to kind of ride right underneath that window. There's our first one on. Move the sewing machine a little bit here. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to measure a 1/2 inch up from the raw edge and just make your little tick marks all the way across, and then you're going to take your next fabric piece and lay that on just like we did on the roof. So when you get down to your very last strip, you're going to notice that you've just got like probably about a 1/2 inch left at the top of your side, your front and your back. And you just want to line up that last one with the top edge of the interfacing and sew it on. At this point, we need to cut these apart. So we still have these upper pieces of the sides to do. And you can see I've done my tick marks. I kind of did all my tick marks after I sewn that first strip on. Second strip, whatever. But we're going to cut off all the long tails that are hanging off of the edge. And we're just going to give it a rough clip. Because we need these pieces. These are what's going to finish it. So just give it a snip. Doesn't have to be perfect. We just need those pieces. And then we're also going to cut, we're going to go ahead and cut off. We have the sides, or the front and the back done. So let's go ahead and disconnect those, giving it a trim right up between these two right here. Okay, so now we have all these to work with here to finish these. And if you wanted to cut these in half, you can. So now just go ahead and, oops, I just dropped that one. Okay, so now just go ahead and continue. And don't worry if you've got like some puckering right here in the windows, because the windows are going to come pretty quick here. So don't worry about that too much. Down to our last one here. So what I'm going to do is, and this is how I did the other one. You can see there's kind of a line right there that I drew, and that's that 1/4 inch line, and that's exactly what I'm going to do, is just do a 1/4 inch stitch, and that's just going to kind of hold this top clapboard in place. You know, you're not going to actually put your last one on that line. You're actually, just go ahead and move it all the way up to the top for your very last one, and then just do a 1/4 inch stitch, and that will hold that in place. Same thing with our other last one here. Bring it all the way up to the top, just like that, and do a 1/4 inch seam on there. And we are done. So the only thing left to do is we're going to trim these outside edges, is all we're going to do. And that includes this little top. Okay, don't do the window. Don't do the window yet, but we're just going to trim the outside edges. Try not to get the interfacing when you're cutting. If you want to use a good pair of scissors, that works good too. Doesn't matter, just as long as you get kind of close. You can go ahead and just, you know, use your scissors if you want. Like that. Because your binding is going to cover these edges anyway, but you want to get close, just don't get the interfacing.